When you are taking Google Form quizzes or any other online exam, students can do cheating. In this video, first we are going to look into some of the ways students might cheat, and because this is our responsibility to maintain the integrity of the exam, I will show you two methods to prevent cheating in Google Forms and in other online exams. The first method will be by using the features available inside Google Forms, and the second method is by conducting an online proctored exam by using a Google Form add-on. This is a way of doing automated proctoring, or in simple words you can say automatic supervision of online exams. And we are starting right after this short break. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Tahir and I make videos about online teaching, online courses and some of the subjects which I teach. And if you are interested in these topics, please hit the subscribe button and also the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new video on this channel. Now I have listed 6 methods of cheating here. This is not to help students but to help teachers to prevent this cheating. The first method is very common, where you put a descriptive question for students to answer, and even if there is a timer, they can quickly copy paste that question in Google, find an answer and reply to your question. The second way of cheating is that students do the quiz first time, then they find the correct answer if you have not properly set the Google quiz, and then they do it again and all of their answers will be correct. Now, the third method is that if they are doing a quiz in a small group or in a classroom setting, they can communicate with each other in a very low voice, 1C, 2A. It means that option C is correct for question 1, option A is correct for question 2 and so on. And the other way of cheating is that if a student is at home, someone might be sitting beside him or her or even in an adjacent room, they can talk to the person and who can easily tell the answer or even solve for them. That person could be their elder sibling, their friend or anyone. Now the next method of cheating is that they can take too much time if there is no timer, and I will show you how to set a timer. And this is also not good because we want them to solve questions within a particular time limit. And the last method I have mentioned here is that when students try to hack the page source code. Now this has been fixed by Google in most cases, in most type of questions. Previously, in multiple choice questions, which is a very common format, if they look at the page source code, there was a pattern and they were able to distinguish between the correct and false answer. They view the page source code just by right clicking, and then at the end there is an area where all of the answers are written, and they try to find out a pattern which will distinguish between a correct answer and a wrong answer. But when I looked at the source code, I could not see any pattern, and I think that Google have fixed this issue. Still some people say that students can find answers to certain type of questions but not multiple choice questions, which is a very common format we use in quizzes. Now here is the solution landscape. Copy pasting method can be prevented by features within Google Form, and it can also be prevented by using an add-on. And the second method of cheating can be easily prevented by using features inside Google Form. Similarly, the third, and talking to someone, can also be prevented by using add-on, and you can put a timer by using add-on, and you can solve this timing issue by using Google Form as well. I will show you both methods. But when you use add-on, it is very important that you add something to your instructions, and this addition is about submitting. If you are using add-on, I will show you complete demonstration of one of the add-on and I will mention the other one as well. So if you use any of the add-on where you set the timer and your students do not press the submit button within that time, all of their answers will be lost. So you must give them clear instructions that they must submit the answers, whatever they have done, within the allotted time. Otherwise, they won't be able to submit any of the answers. Now, the last method has been fixed by Google, but I will also show a workaround this method, which is not very good workaround, but you can do that. So this was an overview of our techniques to prevent cheating in Google Forms and in online exams. And now I will demonstrate to you how to do that. And now I have made this quiz. I am not going to show you how to create a Google Form quiz, but this is a very simple quiz. It has 3 questions. It also has answer sheet. As you can see that this option is correct. Now the first thing you have to decide is whether you want to collect email addresses or not. My recommendation is you should not. But if you want, you click on these 3 dots, click on preferences and check this box, collect email addresses. But I don't want to do that, so this is unchecked. Now the next few things are very important. Click on these settings and there are 3 types of settings. The most important setting is in quizzes, and by default the grade release is immediate. This will be checked. You want to switch this to later after manual review, because if you are using the add-on, then we will be looking at the screen of students, and one add-on also gives us a trust score, and it will give us some timestamp that student was looking at other screens or student was opening other tabs. So we want to review the whole process. We want to have a look at the automated proctoring. Therefore, we don't want to release the grades immediately. In quizzes area, the second important thing you should see is that correct answers is unchecked, and this will eliminate the method of checking the correct answers by using your link. So it will eliminate this method of cheating. So in quizzes area, these 2 settings are critical. Now we start from general and then we will look into presentation. Now in general settings, now limit to 1 response will not solve your Google Forms cheating problem, because it simply means that they can do this quiz only once by using 1 Google account, but they might have 2-3 Google accounts. But still you want to check this. It will not solve the problem, but still you want to keep this checked. Now this is another place where you can tick for collecting email, and you can also send response receipts to students, but I don't recommend this. And the last 2 options should also be unchecked. Now click on the presentation, the last tab. Now here you have the option to shuffle question order, and if students are in small groups or in a classroom, more than 1 student, you should check this. It will eliminate the method of sharing their answers, because now all the questions will be shuffled. You can also shuffle the answers while creating the quiz. That will also make it hard for students to communicate. So let us check this, and then you can save these settings. Now you are ready to send this quiz. Now if you look at this slide again, the first method, copy pasting in Google to find answers, this can also be prevented very easily. And what you do is, instead of typing the question in your Google form, you type in Word, then you take the screenshot of your question, and then inside this Google form you use this image option. This is the image option. You click on image and you upload that screenshot image. So it will be a surprise to your students when they will notice that they cannot copy the text. I have described this method in another video about the mathematical expressions, because the way you enter the mathematical expressions in Google Forms is only by using the images. You can watch my video. I will put a link here and you will understand what I mean. And now we have prevented cheating method 1, 2, 3 by using Google Forms feature. Now I want to show you how to use Google Form add-on to prevent cheating in Google Form quizzes. And now I will be explaining how to install this Google Forms add-on. I will be using 2 of my accounts. One is with this icon and the other is with this icon. And the reason is because I want to show you how you will start the installation. So in order to manage your add-ons in Google Forms, you have to click on these 3 dots and then add-ons. And then this is your add-ons page, and you start typing timer and you will see this timer plus proctor. Click on that and now you will see 2 add-ons, and these are the 2 add-ons which you can use in order to prevent cheating in Google Forms. And as you can see that both of these have hundreds of thousands of users. I am going to demonstrate QuillGo, but essentially both are same. Now QuillGo does not allow 2 installations on one device. You also have to open an account with QuillGo, and now I will show you how to open a QuillGo account. Now, in order to open an account with Quilgo, you just type Quilgo in Google and then click on join now, and then I will enter my email and click sign up. Quilgo will send a code to my email address. So, I get this code and I enter here, and now my account has been verified. Now, I just go down terms of service and accept. Now, I have to put my details. I set a password and I save my account, and this is the account where I want to install Quilgo, and this is Quilgo. I click on this and I click on install, then continue. Then I have to select my other Google account, which is this one, and I click next. It will ask for few permissions. I allow, and now I will see this message, Quilgo timer and proctoring has been installed. So, I click on done. I click this page, Quilgo page, and now if I click on add-ons, I will see Quilgo installed. And now I go back to my Quilgo account, and these instructions are very important to read, and first 3 steps you have to perform only once. You have to connect your form with your Quilgo account. So, this is the token which I have to copy. So, I click Ctrl and C, and now I go back to my Google Forms account. I click on add-ons icon, I click on Quilgo, and now I have to click on configure, and because I have already installed this, so the system is not allowing me to enter this token again, but you will see a place here to put your token. You will put your token in this text box, and then you will click connect, and then afterwards you will see this screen, and now my form has been connected to Quilgo. So, I do not have to do anything, but you will have to put a token here. And if you want to disconnect your form, you simply click here and you will see this screen. You can again enable Quilgo for this form again, and again you will see this. So, this screen should be green here, and now I am ready to use this Quilgo. Now, once you enable the Quilgo application, it will perform a few things, and these are those 3 important things which Quilgo will do as soon as you enable Quilgo. The first thing is, at the end of your form, a new field will appear, a submission ID. Let me show you. So, as you can see that now I have this new field, submission ID. Now, you should not edit this field, because if you do so, then server will not record the time of submission of the form. There will be a column in Google Sheet, because every Google form has an associated Google Sheet. If you click on responses, you will see this green icon, and this green icon is a Google Sheet associated with this Google form. And if your student put any number here, that number will appear in the submission ID column of that sheet. So, this is the first thing Quilgo will do, and then there are few settings which Quilgo will turn off, and these settings are written here. Even if these settings are on, because you can also manipulate these settings in your Google Form settings area, Quilgo will turn these settings off, and you should be aware of this. Now, let us see how we use Quilgo. The first time you will log into your Quilgo account, you will see these 2 already present there, demo link and demo camera tracking link. Now, before you start using Quilgo, you should understand that you have to give some instructions to your students. If you are going to put a timer, because this is the main purpose of Quilgo, you are putting a timer on Google Forms, tell your students that they must submit the form within the time, otherwise they won't be able to submit any answers, even if they have done 99% of the quiz. More things you should be aware of. Number 1 is that your students must have a reasonably good quality devices and internet, because Quilgo will be taking the pictures. It will taking pictures at a particular interval based on its own artificial intelligence, and their system should not hang. The second thing is they must have a smartphone and a tablet or a laptop or desktop, at least 2 devices, because you will use their smartphone as camera, and you will tell them how to put the camera so that you can see them in front of their tablet or laptop. So, they will make a setting for the camera, and you will approve that setting, that okay, I can see you facing towards your laptop, and I can see your screen of your laptop or screen of your tablet. and you are using your smartphone as the camera. Face of the student should be towards the screen. The next thing you will tell your student that they must turn on their mic. So any sound should be audible to you. So their mics should be turned on. So now there are 3 points. They must have a reasonable internet. They must have 2 devices, their smartphone and either a tablet or a desktop or a laptop. Their smartphone will be used as camera at a particular location and their mic should be turned on. Once it is all set, then you click on create tests. And now let me delete this because I want to use this account to show you how to create a test. So I delete this and now I click on create test, and now I can add email addresses and their names in this way as explained here. Within the quotation marks, then a comma, then you can use either a name or the email, both ways, but you have to put quotation marks and comma inside if you are adding more students. I am only adding 1 student, which is my own account, and now I want to set this timer to 1 minute. Now if you think that your students are too young, they might forget to submit their answers before the time is over, you don't check this option auto close, because this is the option. If you check, the form will close, and now I simply click create, and now I will send this URL to my students, not the Google Form URL. So I click on this copy URL, and now I will send this via email or any other method. So let us open another window and I paste that here, press enter, and now it will show me this message, math quiz, 1 minute is the time limit, and it will tell students to get ready. And you should also put this in your instructions that before you press this button, open the form, you must be ready. And you can also put a screenshot of this so that they could know that they should not press this button until they are 100% ready. And then I click on this button, and now as you can see that my timer is started, and normally the color is blue, and because it is in the last minute, as you can see that it is becoming red. So I select any option here. Let's say I select these 3 options, and now time is running out, and I click submit, and I will see this message, thank you, your form was successfully submitted. Now if I come back to my teacher's account and I reload this, it shows me that it has been finished in 1 minute by this student. And now inside my form area, in my responses, if I click here, I can see the response of the student, and I can see this number 1. It means 1 response has been submitted. And now if I click on this Google Sheet which is attached to this form, and now the response has also been stored in this Google Sheet as well. Now this submission ID is a code, you can say, generated by the server, and it has also noted the time of submission of the form. Now the first time you create a Quilgo account, you will get a demonstration of camera tracking, because this is what you get in their paid plan, and I will demonstrate this camera tracking in a minute. But before that, if you want to have a look at their plans, these are their personal plans. I am on the free plan, and you only get a timer in the free plan. Camera tracking and other features are only available in paid plan, but we have a demonstration which I am going to show you. So I click on this open demo test, and I click open the form, and then I have to give permission, and now I click on this and then allow, and now my camera is obviously not in a desired position because I am recording this video, but you will make sure that your student's camera is on their screen, and the camera is also encircling your students as well, so that you can watch that they are looking at the screens. But now for this video, what I am going to do, I will click on this my camera works, open the form, and now the form is open, and I will let it play for this 1 minute duration, because you have already seen how this works. I just want to demonstrate to you how camera tracking works. And after few seconds, I click submit. I will get this message, and now first I will see this in progress sign, because it will take some time to prepare the footage for me. And now after some time you will see this message here, face presence something, some statistics, and then there will be a link, open camera tracking report. You click on that, it will show you a few statistics and then it will open all the frames captured by Quillgo add-on based on its own artificial intelligence calculations. And because your photos will be different, your students will be in the photo watching at their screens, not anywhere else, up, down, right, left, no. And if you use a darker color themes in Google Forms, by looking at these photos, you can at least see that they are looking at their own forms or their own online exam and not any other screen. So, they are not opening any other tabs. So, this is what you can do at the best, and this is the way you can prevent cheating in Google Form quizzes and in other online exams by automated proctoring using Quillgo or using Timer Plus Proctor. So, Timer Plus Proctor also records microphones, so you can have a noise report as well. And based on all this noise report and all these images, the software also gives you a trust score, which is a percentage number. Thanks for your time and see you next time.